Hello there, 5th and 6th grade, and this is your history video for Tuesday, November 3rd, I think it is, Election Day, yes. And this video is, now if you didn't get Mondays done, you should have gotten Mondays done, but you may not have. There was nothing for Monday actually to watch, and what ended up happening was I repeated the lesson from Friday, but that's okay. You will have a test tomorrow, though, and so you want to make sure that you have all of your papers, all of your history papers for that chapter with you, and so that you can do that. And that would be basically pages, let's see where it starts. It starts around 65, no, 60, well, before that, 61. Yeah, so 61. Oh, even before that, it says, so 57 looks like through 72, and 72 is what you'll be doing today. And 73 and 74 we are not going to do. I'm not going to have any of that on the quiz except for one thing, and that's the thing I'm going to tell you about. I've already told you about today if you were here today, but it's and I'll repeat it now. That way, for those that aren't in, weren't in class, the question that is going to be on the history test tomorrow, the essay question, which is going to count for 4 points. 2 points for information, 2 points for properly writing the paragraph. Now, this is where people have had a problem, and it happens every single year. You just need to get used to doing it this way. It's not just answering questions. It is answering the, writing a paragraph properly is half of the points. And you're going to get good practice doing this. And so here's the first thing is that you're going to, so the question, let me get to that first really quickly. The question is going to be, hold on, it's one that you've done already on a worksheet. I've never seen it, but I need to look it up first to make sure that I've got the right place. So let's see here. All right, there, all right. All right, and so this question is, come on, this thing's a little slow, sorry. All right, so this question has to do with, this is the exact question. You analyze the new covenant and its effects on its beneficiaries, including at least 3 statements about the new covenant. All right, and so you're going to have to write a paragraph, and that means you write a topic sentence to begin with. All right, you're going to start your topic sentence basically. Topic sentence is talking about everything that's going to be in that paragraph, and then of course your sentences should support that. And so when you're analyzing something, you're looking at it in detail. You're looking at the new covenant. And a beneficiary is somebody who received a benefit from that. A benefit is a good thing or something that you get. For instance, a beneficiary of an inheritance would be the person who inherited the money. And so if they inherited the money, they're the beneficiary of that. And it says to include at least 3 statements about the new covenant. So you need to know that. Just understand that and be able to write it as a good paragraph. That's 4 points on your test. And so that's going to be something that you're going to need to make sure that you really do know well. You will not be able to use, you will not be able to use your quizzes for this. And so you'll need to make sure that you understand exactly what it is and how it is. Now, of course, you already know the question, and you can use your worksheet. So if you did it on your worksheet, then you're in good shape. However, if you're not doing your worksheet, then you could be causing yourself some serious problems. And so we're going to look at then today pages 96 and 97. And 96 says, destruction of Jerusalem. And by the way, work text page 72, let's look there first. So you can be ready to fill in the answers. We're not doing, as I said, 73 and 74. Although there's some information there about certain things you might need to know on this. But at the same time, I think just reading this, what we're reading, 72, 73, 74, is not going to be done again. And so you can tear that out and throw it away. Or you can tear it out and look at those questions, because you might want to be able to refer to it as just to look up and say, well, I wonder if they're going to have this question on there or not. All right. So let's look at the reading for, or the page 72 first says, during the time of Jesus, the rule of Israel shifted to blank rule. The extortion by the governors in the Roman blank caused the Jews to yearn for, all right, and even to write that somebody was plotting to the overthrow of Rome. And then on the left side again, the third block down, the Roman governor blank took money from the temple treasury. Vespasian conquered the country surrounding blank. Jesus predicted the blank of Jerusalem. In AD 70, Titus and the Roman army blanked Jerusalem. After Jerusalem was destroyed, 3 blanks remained. The blank did not give up, conquering Masada, and Israel ceased to exist as a nation. All right, and then in 1948, Israel was, I don't know if it's going to say renewed, but it became a nation again is the idea there. So, but anyway, let's look at the reading then, and just follow along. Stop me when you need to. Look at the parts on the right side. Make sure you know what you're looking for, so that when you get to it, then you'll be able to answer those, fill in those blanks really quickly. All right, so destruction of Jerusalem. During the time of Jesus, the rule of Israel began to shift from the Herodian dynasty to Roman rule. Eventually, Roman governors ruled the entire region. The governors enriched themselves by taking money from the people. This extortion, combined with the brutality of the Romans, made the Jews yearn for freedom. And so there's that one answer right there to begin with. Some Jews, known as zealots, were already plotting the overthrow of Rome by military action, but the rest of the people were not ready for such drastic change. Their opinion changed, however, when the Roman governor, Florus, took money from the temple treasury for himself. 2 Jews responded by mocking the governor as a penniless beggar who needed to steal to get money. Florus responded by having his troops beat, rob, and even crucify Jews. The city erupted, and Florus had a full-scale rebellion to deal with. He asked for help from his superior and received an entire legion. But the legion was not enough. The Romans were ambushed and suffered defeat. The Roman emperor at the time was Nero. He called on Vespasian, a successful veteran commander, to go to Judea. Vespasian took more than 3 legions with him. Within a year, he had conquered the surrounding country and was preparing to take Jerusalem. At this point in AD 68, the Roman Empire plunged into civil war. This delayed Vespasian's assault on Jerusalem. Now go back to the top really quick. We'll come back down here. We'll finish reading it because it talks a little bit more about it. It says, the Jews thought that God had intervened on their behalf. They thought that the Roman Empire would shatter and that Jerusalem and the Jews would be freed once again. But Jesus had already predicted what would happen. He said that when armies surrounded Jerusalem, the people should know that its destruction was about to happen. God would pour out his wrath on his people. Many would be killed, and those who remained would be scattered among the nations. Jerusalem itself would be trodden down of the Gentiles until the time of the Gentiles be fulfilled. Vespasian received word that an army had won him the position of emperor. He returned to Rome, leaving his son Titus in command of the Roman army in Judea. Now look at the top there. It says, the burning of the temple, translated by William Whiston. While the holy house was on fire, everything was plundered that came to hand, and 10,000 of those that were caught were slain, but children and old men and priests were all slain in the same manner, and as well those that made supplication for their lives as those that defended themselves by fighting. The flame was also carried a long way and made an echo together with the groans of those that were slain. And now the Romans, judging that it was in vain to spare what was round about the holy house, burnt all those places, as also the remains of the cloisters and the gates. And now all the soldiers had such vast quantities of the spoils which they had gotten by plunder, that in Syria a pound weight of gold was sold for half of its former value. Now going on to the next page, it says, in AD 70, Titus and the Roman army surrounded Jerusalem. They stayed in their camps and waited for months. The people of Jerusalem could not leave their city, and no one could enter. The Romans continued to wait until the city suffered from famine. Then the Romans broke down the walls and marched through Jerusalem. After about 2 months of difficult fighting, the city was firmly controlled by the Romans. During the destruction of Jerusalem, the second temple was set on fire and destroyed. The Jewish historian Josephus, who was on the side of the Romans in this war, claimed the destruction of the temple was an accident. Another Roman account says that Titus ordered the temple's destruction in an effort to destroy the troublesome Jewish religion. Either way, the prophecy of judgment recorded in Matthew 24:2 came true. Jesus said of the temple, there shall not be left here one stone upon another that shall not be thrown down. Masada. After the destruction of Jerusalem, 3 Jewish strongholds remained. The first 2 fell to the Romans by AD 72. The third stronghold, a mountain top fortress called Masada seemed impossible to capture. The zealot Jews who had taken refuge there had plenty of food and water, and the winding narrow path to the top prevented the attacking army from reaching them. But the Romans did not give up. For 3 years they worked to move tons of earth to build a huge ramp. The ramp reached to the top of one of the walls of Masada. When the Jews inside saw that the Romans would break through, they committed mass suicide. Israel ceased to exist as a nation in AD 70. By the way, if you look at the picture, you can see possibly it looks like there might be something that might be that ramp that goes up to the mountaintop there, and it asks you a question: what characteristics made Masada a strong fortress? You can see what that is basically. That there nobody can really get there, not an army anyway, and not a large army. So anyway, let's finish up. It says Israel ceased to exist as a nation in AD 70. However, throughout the centuries, the Jews maintained their identity as a people. In 1948, the nation of Israel was reborn. Although the Jewish people had rejected God's Messiah, God remained faithful to them. The Apostle Paul, looking to the future, said the following: "And so all Israel shall be saved, as it is written, There shall come out of Zion the deliverer, and shall turn away ungodliness from Jacob. For this is my covenant unto them, when I shall take away their sins." So that's your reading for Tuesday. We do have a test tomorrow, so do not forget that test tomorrow. And hopefully that will be, at least I think that's, and let me double check that, just make sure I say this, and then sometimes I have to double check my notes. I'm looking, here it is. It says history study for test. Well, yeah, so test tomorrow, and you are going to have that test, and make sure you have your worksheets done. This is a problem. People don't have their worksheets done. You don't want to start off the second quarter the way that some of you ended the first quarter, which was by not having your notes done and then not having your homework done and not having things to refer to for your test. Well, that's it. Have a good day. Bye. Oh, I'm not done. Look at that. I thought I had stopped it, but I hadn't. The secret word is going to be Masada. Masada. Capital Masada. All right. See you tomorrow. Bye.